Hey, this is Vaughn, Southern Renaissance Gentlemen. So we started a new little program, little initiative here. So the whole idea behind Southern Renaissance Gentlemen is to be a mentoring group. But what we found is it's kind of hard to get all the players together, and get our speakers together and get our kids together in the same spot. And it's a little bit easier to, do some one-on-one stuff, record it, publish it, and then let people consume it the way they want to consume. So today is going to be our first installment of Riding Shotgun. That's what I'm gonna call it. So the name is up for grabs. So if anybody got some suggestions, please let me know. It's a work in progress and it's our first time doing it. Keep in mind that we're a charitable organization, 501(c), and all of our fundraisers help fund our H.L. Martin Scholarship to help business students at the School of Business and Economics or College of Business and Economics at North Carolina A&T State University. We'll be doing a fundraiser April the 13th in Eden, North Carolina. We're doing a food truck rodeo out there, participating with Oak City Bubbly, one of our good partners who helps us a lot, Harlem Brewery. So come out, just enjoy some craft beer, some wine, some sangria, have some good time, eat some good food. And just keep in mind that, proceeds from the bar, from the trailer, part of the proceeds from the bar and the trailer goes to fund our scholarship initiative. With that being said, let's jump into it. All right, welcome to Riding Shotgun. And today we're with our hometown hero, Antonio Scales. Antonio Scales, my man.
What's going on?
Not much, man. Yeah, I appreciate you coming down, man. You're in town for a little while and chopping it up. So what we want to do is, just have a little informal discussion. You see, we're not all dressed up. We're just hanging out. We're just going to ride around a little bit, and let's just talk about, the military, what it did for you. Hit some hot points, and we'll wrap it up.
All right, sound good.
Cool. All right, let's get rolling.
All right.
So, how long you been in the military? Tell me, give me your rank and like what you do in the military.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in the Navy. My rate is called Aviation Ordnanceman. I'm an AO2, E5 pay grade, and I love what I do, man. I work with all the bombs and munitions that go on your jets, helicopters, fixed wing, rotary wing aircraft, even ship-launched weapons. Everything down to small arms, everything non-nuclear I can get my hands on. Mines, you name it. And I've worked with, several joint operations with, I've worked with Air Force, Army, some of the Marines, different groups, some special groups, people like to hear, like, did you ever meet any SEALs or anything like that? And
that was my question.
Yeah, you come across people like that, man. They real cool people, man. And I've been in 5 years. As a matter of fact, February 2nd, this recently was my 5th year in.
Okay.
Yeah. And I joined out of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Cool. So would you say like the Navy and the military has been beneficial to you?
Absolutely, man. Life changing. It's it is the best decision I've made, because I was doing, exactly what we're doing right now before that.
Right.
Just riding around town, or getting into little stuff here and there. I had a little job, but
not really applying yourself.
Nah, not at all. And it hurt. It would hurt sometimes, man, because I didn't know it was a way out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what you kind of search for if you want to have anything in life. If you got any kind of ambition, is you want to know, how am I going to make this dream possible? You know what I mean? How am I going to attain or achieve this goal that I want in life? And that's what the military has definitely done for me, man.
Yeah, it's like the old computer language, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
Like you got to put some good stuff in, you're going to get some good stuff out.
Absolutely, man.
And I always thought that, the military, contrary to popular opinion about the whole Colin Kaepernick situation and all that, like that's completely irrelevant to our military readiness and being able to defend your country,
right,
and then taking a knee because of injustice and black people being slain in the street. Like those two things are completely different. So, and that's what I really wanted to bring out and talk about, was because I don't want our kids in Stoneville or Greensboro, Raleigh, Durham, where I live, to feel like the military is not an option for them just because they're in the middle of all this rhetoric.
Yeah.
So
and
I just wanted you, to kind of explain like what it's done for you, and the level of professionalism and any other jewels that you can kind of share.
Man, listen, it's done so much. And I'm not here on behalf of any. I don't represent the military or anything on as far as this interview or this discussion.
Right.
This is just me to you. Like you know, we know each other in our own relationship, and I just happen to be in. But man, you name it, everything from collegiate opportunities, education. Aside from the money, which is really the best part, you know what I mean? You guaranteed a check first and 15. You might even get paid early, depending on who you bank with. But I tell you, man, it does so much for you as a person. Not only will it expand your mind and your horizons, but it'll open you up as a person, and it'll give you more of who you can be. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to grow in a way. Because, man, I've been away from home now. Like I said, 5 years I've been in. And, you learn a lot as you get out on your own. You learn a lot about yourself, what you can and can't do, and kind of how to move around in a professional environment. And at the end of the day, it's ran just like any of your Fortune 500 companies, any corporation. It's a chain of command. Respect, number one. You will learn that. The hard or the easy way, either.
What's the term we used when we were talking earlier? The reprogramming.
Yeah, reprogram. You will get reprogrammed.
And a lot of people need that. They need that structure in their life. Yeah. And that's why they're not successful. That's why they're not reaching goals, because they have no structure, no discipline.
Yeah.
And, you have to be honest with yourself and be like, am I a disciplined person? If you're a disciplined person, you probably don't need the military. Mm-hmm. But if you lacking in that department, the military is probably a good avenue for you to get yourself back on track.
Great.
So what about the recruitment process? Is there any kind of jewels and drop that you can drop on?
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up, man, because I prepared a series of questions that I wish I would have asked or would have known before I went in, or before I went to the recruit station.
Right. I
kind of did it as just like a desperation. It wasn't really a desperation move, but it was like, I need something. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, in my particular situation at home, my mom, she didn't have a job at the time, and I'm living with her, and what I make is basically supporting both of us. Pay the mortgage, put food on the table,
right,
and still have something to do what a teenager would want to do. You know what I mean? That's I still want to live at the end of the day. And I tried college for a half a semester. Statistically speaking, I'm a community college dropout. I'm a failure statistically. You see what I'm saying? And that drives me as well. That kind of keeps me going, because that's something I don't want to be in life.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And everybody's path is different.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It didn't take anything away from your determination and your drive.
If anything,
you just wasn't interested.
Yeah.
And that's not even your fault, though, because we know that the way the education system is set up is skewed. Mm-hmm. It wasn't designed for you from the beginning.
No.
So the fact that you didn't like it and didn't buy into it is not surprising.
Yeah. So, But a couple things that I wish I would have asked. So when you go into the recruiting office, if you can, have someone with a military background or some general military knowledge with you, just to kind of verify or, say, kind of have as like a guideline, you know what I mean? If you can have that, cool. If not, if you're in my situation, you didn't have anybody, or you just didn't want to take anybody, say, this is my decision, it's my choice in life, I'm going to do it, I'm going to live with it, and you can do that too.
And that makes sense, because you wouldn't take your money, your hard-earned money, and take it to a bank and not have an advisor.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And that's the exact same thing, so that's another, life moment that you need advising in. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna make that type of commitment, then you need to be advised.
Exactly. It's a life decision. Yeah. Do not take it lightly. Do not think you can still do what you're doing right now, whether it be, just keep it real. Whether you're smoking, drinking, whatever you into, it's a different world, and you will respect it one way or another, or they'll reprogram you, and
I like that term. Reprogram.
That's what it's gonna do to you. I'm telling you. But the first one I got here are what jobs are actually available, and that's what I feel like is pretty important. You need to know not only what jobs are out there in the military, but what they need, what the quota has to be filled for at the time. And that's what I feel like a lot of people don't know is there's endless numbers of jobs and fields you get into, but you'll end up having to wait, or you'll end up, it's different things that you have to do. And I was actually in the delayed entry program, which is, so you go in, you sign up, take the ASVAB, all of that, and then you wait till your job comes available. I had to wait 9 months. I actually signed up in 2013, but didn't leave till like mid 2014.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That was, the earliest at my job.
Did they explain that to you when you was in the office? Or
At first, no, because I didn't have a job. I was just trying to get in the military. Once I actually qualified, and we'll get to that, the qualifiers and disqualifiers. Once I actually qualified to get a job is when they explain, okay, the one that you want, this is the earliest that we can send you off for it.
Got it. Okay.
Now, if you go in undesignated, which you don't want to do, because you'll be doing a lot of odd jobs. A lot of in the Navy is what I can speak on. A lot of painting, cleaning, chipping away barnacles on the side, pulling rope. You don't want that. You want an actual job secured before you go in, and hopefully it's something that will benefit you if you do decide to get out or stay in. You know what I mean? You want to think ahead in the future.
Right.
But you want to ask what jobs are available and look those up. Just because you go into the recruiter's office, you don't have to sign paperwork or anything. You can just go and get general information. People do it every day. You can step in and just say, hey, I just want to talk to a recruiter.
Right.
That's it. Enlistment bonus. We all like money.
Right.
And money.
Definitely a motivator.
Absolutely, man. That's that's what kind of keeps people in and different things like that. But ask them for the particular job that you want. Is there an enlistment bonus? And if it isn't, ask them what jobs have a current enlistment bonus. And usually it'll be the jobs that they're lacking people in, or a field that they're short on manpower, you know what I mean, or needs to be filled, and they pay people, so to speak, to fill that role. And with that, how that works is you get half up front, and then through the duration of your contract on an anniversary date, you'll get another installment.
Okay.
So let's say you get $15,000, you'll get $7,500. It'll get taxed if you do enlist in the States. It'll get taxed up front. You might be looking at like 43, something like that up front, and you will get that. And then you'll get the installments, like I said, throughout the rest of that contract.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds fair.
Yeah, it is. It is. Is there anyone in my potential field that I can contact? So let's say you got your job and you're like, okay, cool, like this sounds like something I might want to do, but I don't know yet. Ask your recruiter if it's cool, or if it's any way that you can get in contact with someone that's active in the job that you would like to get into, or the career field.
Right.
And that's something that, I wish I could have done, because it is ways to do it. Whether, it be someone on the ship you can contact through email, or someone on shore duty. Because a lot of people think you just be on the ship all the time in the Navy. That's not the case. I'm about to head out west now to Nevada to go do 3 years, basically in the desert. But it's all shore based. I won't touch a boat.
Got it.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like, I'm being an ignorant, realm too, because I didn't know that. I was like, you get in the Navy, you're on the ship 24/7.
Now, that's not necessarily true. Like, you have a lot of jobs that don't ever go to boats. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have your yeoman, it's kind of like a assistant or secretary. Your hospitalman is, what it sounds like, and different things like that. But some jobs never on the boat.
Okay. That's good. That's good information.
Current disqualifiers. That's what you need to really know. Is, am I even qualified to enlist in the military? And what they'll tell you is there is a specific number, a statistic out there of people in the world, and then people in the world that are actually qualified to join the military. And of those people, even less actually join. You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
So it's a fraction of a fraction of a fraction that are even in the military. And in the Navy, currently, I think it's only roughly like 300,000 people.
Okay.
So it's a very small, tight-knit community. You'll see people, I've met people in Africa that I've seen in Virginia or California, or, you might meet people anywhere. And it's a brotherhood and like a camaraderie, man. It's almost like a fraternity or a sorority in a sense. You know what I mean? You're part of a special bond or a family, so to speak. If you've never had that, it's great for that, You'll have your mother and father figures, brothers, sisters, and you'll grow with these people and, kind of get a bond.
Right.
But you want to ask about that, definitely. If you have kids, I feel like this is a big one. A lot of people say, I don't want to leave my kids or this or that. Now, depending on your situation, when you go to basic training or boot camp, if you do decide to go to the Navy, I can speak on that. You'll be looking at about 2 months that you'll be away for. And this is not, a period of time that you'll be able to come home and see your kids on the weekends or anything. Like, you're gone for 2 months. And once you graduate basic training, your family will be able to come to graduation day. And after that, you get flown off to your job school. So everybody you meet in boot camp, you'll go through boot camp with it for 2 months. But upon graduation, you pretty much go your separate ways into your job school. So when I picked my job, I was kind of ignorant to a lot of things. I didn't really ask the right questions that I'm, asking right now. But
right, and that's the whole point of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's lay it out for anybody who's considering it. And you trust me, you're doing a world of service to somebody else.
Hopefully, man. Anybody, if you need to contact me, you can get in contact. But I was looking at my job. My particular job for aviation ordnanceman was the job school was in Florida. And it was getting to be warm, and around that time when I graduated, it was right at the beginning of spring break. So here I am, 19 years old, in the military, just graduated boot camp. And when you graduate boot camp, you can't spend any money while you're in there, other than what you need on supplies or basic stuff. But you're gonna come out with a little change in your pocket,
right?
A couple $1,000s, and as a 19, 20-year-old kid, $3,000, $4,000 that's something.
Yeah,
you know
what you seen at one time.
Yeah, at one time you get out, check your bank account, you like, what I did? When did I get all of this? Like, what did I do? You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, Florida was a blast. It's kind of like being at a major university, I would say. You go to school during the day. On the weekends, you're off. During the week, you kind of work outside of school. You'll do like what they call barrack support. You do a little cleaning. And you just kind of do like, general upkeep, whatever needs to be done. My particular area with Florida, we had a volunteer group where we laid like sandbags for to support the barriers for tornadoes. We would go out in the community and do stuff like that, and
right.
Just keep the water, just things like that and that nature. But that's how I picked my job. They had one for Mississippi. I was like, no, nah, I ain't going to Mississippi, dog. They had Mississippi. They had like one in Utah, Dakota, somewhere like that. And then I seen Florida, and I was like, if this is the hand that I'm dealt, my best card would be Florida. I got to go with Florida, and that's really what solidified my job. On top of playing with guns, because as you see, I like to play with guns a little bit.
Yeah, man.
As far as but back to the kids though, if you have a situation that's difficult, let's say you live with your significant other and you have a child, it would be best if you could arrange a way to where that child can be supported by her, whether it be a joint account monetarily, you can send some of the money that you make to your significant other to help with your child, or there's several ways to go about it. So many situations, it's just hard to get specific. But I would say, don't give them full access to your account. Don't ever do that. Because I've seen so many situations, man, where people will give their girlfriend or their wife or their boyfriend, full-on access to their account. And while they going in boot camp, they spending everything they making. You know what I mean? They like, okay, this money coming every 1st and 15th. I need this for this and that. This is support,
right,
so to speak. And it's disheartening, man, because you go through so much, more so emotionally. It's not really physical. Not the Navy. It's not physical at all. I tell you, it's one of the softer boot camps, I should say. Now especially, nowadays, everything, the technological advances, they got iPads in there, different things. When I went through, you couldn't email. You could call, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks into it and speak to somebody at home, let them know that you made it and this and that, which you will get to do. But yeah, man, you want to do that. School, jobs, college. We talked about that. School, job, college. Definitely enroll in college, man. The military will pay for you to go to school.
That's the thing. See, my thing is, by trade and education, I'm a supply chain manager, right? My ultimate equation is, revenue minus expenses, equal profit, right? If you're going to work, if you're going to go get an education, you need to minimize those expenses as much as possible.
Right.
The military is the absolute best way to do that.
It's the loophole.
You get the on-the-job training.
Right.
And you get the education.
Right.
And you get the damn social thrills behind it, traveling the world.
Yeah.
So I don't see how...
All while getting paid.
And all while getting paid. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want kids to dismiss the military or joining the Navy just because they don't have all the facts behind another situation that's going on in a completely irrelevant industry.
Man.
Like, okay, dude, let's be smart about this. You know what I'm saying? Let's do our own investigation and see what
always
this
do your own investigation. Have your own mind, man.
Exactly.
You know, do your homework on what it is, whatever it is that you feel like you want to get into, and actually sit down and understand that this is a life-changing decision. So you got to take it as such. It's serious.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dangerous work.
Absolutely, man. You know, the truth be told, you know, people die every day. And in these particular environments, you don't hear it on the media or hear it in the news as much, but it's a lot that goes on. And if you get into it, you'll see and understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So before you join, you have to take the ASVAB, and different jobs require different ASVAB scores.
Okay.
And the best thing I could say is, if you get out of high school, go take that ASVAB. Even if you don't want to join, just see where you're at on the aptitude test. And the higher you score, the more jobs are available to you.
Okay.
So me, I did, you know, I was out of school 2-3 years, and you know, I didn't really take school serious anyway, but I was never a dummy. You know what I'm saying? I've always been, you know, pretty intelligent or able to at least eliminate the wrong answer and then bet or decide which would be the right answer. And a lot of times you can do that on the ASVAB test. They'll throw you 2 questions or 2 answers on a multiple choice test that are just, they don't even look anywhere near the right answer. And then you'll have 2 that are kind of close or similar. So you got to really pay attention and do the process or elimination, or, you know, just seeing the right answer so many times you'll be able to figure out what's going on with that.
Right.
And you want to score as high as you can, man, because you can get a better job than I got. You know what I mean?
Is there any kind of prepping that you can take for it?
Yeah, they have ASVAB pre-test. You take ASVAB pre-test. They got a book, ASVAB for Dummies, you can read. They got, oh man, if you took the SAT or the ACT in high school, then this will be a breeze. I never took the SAT.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
So it's like any other standardized test?
Absolutely, okay. Standardized test, and it's broken down into different career fields, you know, as far as would you work well with your hands, or you mechanically inclined, or you mathematically inclined. You know, it'll figure that out or help give you a general direction of where they can put you.
Got it.
War, special operations. If you're one of those hardcore dudes, or you see the Navy SEALs on the TV shows, or you see, you know, feel like that's something you want to get into, understand that first, it's not a game. It's not Call of Duty. It's not anything that you play. There is no respawn. You don't get 3 lives. It's real. And understand that you have to train not only your body, but your mind as such. And before you go in, they'll tell you, anybody who wants to be a special operator or special warfare, you'll get kind of singled out in your group at the recruiting station because they have to pay special attention to you. They have to see where you are psychologically. They have to
so the scrutiny in the vetting starts day one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. You say you want to do that because so many people do, but understand that only.
So I didn't know that either.
Yeah, only, man, less than 10% of those that go to BUD/S actually make it through and graduate. You might have 100 people and 20 of them, or less than 20, even make it through Hell Week or graduate. And that's just, you know, the statistic. And especially with us, you know, it's not a lot of brothers in that field.
Right.
So, I mean, man, you will make rank fast because the good thing about the Navy is they try to keep it as fair as possible, and they do, as far as ranking and the way they do different things. And they have to promote so many backgrounds every quarter. So Asian field, your ethnic background, whatever you may be, Asian, Caucasian, African American, whatever you feel like, you know, you are, like, they're pretty fair about promoting everybody. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But if you want to go special warfare, man, I tell you, just really look into that. You know, look up what it takes, because you're on a whole different physical regimen. You know, they're gonna do completely different training. You just gotta, you know, you gotta understand what you're getting into.
It's good stuff.
Officer, should I go officer or enlisted? If you have any kind of collegiate schooling, I would say go officer. And the reason I say that is not only does it pay more, but you got a better lifestyle.
Right.
You know, living on the ship as an officer, you might be in a room with maybe 1 or 2 other people. You know, you got your own bed. You might have a sink in there. You can wake up and, you know, do that. But enlisted, like me, no. You basically in a pod with 200 other people sleeping on a triple bunk. And you got a fold up coffin rack that everything that you own goes into. You get 1 locker in that coffin rack, and that fits everything that you need for your job, as far as your uniforms, boots, etc. And also whatever you might feel like you need off the job, your gym wear, your casual clothes, your sneakers, your shoes. You're not gonna have room for all of that, trust me. You might have a pair of tennis shoes and some flip-flops. You might have that. So, you know, I tell you, pack light and, you know, just be prepared for that lifestyle. But, man, officers, they get treated like kings and queens, man.
His brother said, pack light.
I'm telling you.
I'm trying to bring all your whole childhood.
No, don't do it. I'm telling you, man, you get disappointed.
Yeah, don't try to bring your whole childhood.
Yeah, officers definitely where it's at, man. If you got any college background. And your recruiter will be able to give you more information on that, if you're even eligible, or what you can or can't do to get in different programs. Because you don't have to go to the officer academy or anything like that. There's different programs. You could be a limited duty officer.
Right.
It's like a general role as an officer. You don't have the same responsibility and power of, you know, someone that does have full provisional power as an officer, but you still get paid as such. And at the end of the day, to me, that's what really matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I definitely said, man, I would have went officer if I had to do it again, man. Let's talk money. So thrift savings plan. The military is great about getting you in and enrolling you. They talk about it in boot camp. You'll hear a TSP come up, enrolling TSP. Do it. I wish I would have did it. What they do is they'll take a small percentage of your check and enroll it into basically the stock market. And your money will make money while you're in. You got people that have been in 20 years and are millionaires. You know, if you budget your money right, you can do 20 years enlisted and become a millionaire. Have that million in your bank account, not just in assets. And man, you have so many the stock market and the different Roth IRAs and different funds that you can, hedge fund, I fund, L fund, different funds you can get into that I wish I would have known more about. Because going through boot camp, man, you know, you sleepy or tired, you got 14, 15-hour days. Last thing you want to hear about is a business presentation at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's hard to pay attention, so you just want to get through. But definitely enroll in that while you're in boot camp, man. It'll definitely pay off if you make it a career or not. What to take or expect in boot camp. Again, I say pack light.
Be ready to go, man.
Yeah, be ready to go, man. Just have you maybe a change of clothes, something light, like I think I had a hoodie and some jeans and like a pair of shoes, deodorant, and a toothbrush. And that was it. That is all you need. Because you're just basically doing a lot of traveling, man, and until you get to your final destination. And they'll provide you everything you need in boot camp. And you'll send everything that you can't have back home.
I tell my wife all the time, I say, baby, pack a, you know, get you a go bag.
Yeah, go bag. Yeah.
Get you a go bag.
That's all I had a little gym bag, man, like a little Nike bag you throw in your backpack, man, and just, that was it. I left the house with that.
That's gangster right there. Just
yeah.
Jump on the first thing smoking.
Yeah, and go, man. Don't be scared either, man. Don't be scared, because everybody you're there with, nobody's been in, you know, all the people you're going in with. So just understand that right there is enough to initiate a bond, you know, being there with people that...
And start building that camaraderie from day one.
Day one, yeah. You'll see, man. Physical requirements. As far as the Navy, what I can speak on, it's not really that physical demanding. You know what I mean? If you haven't, you know, let's say you weren't someone that played a lot of sports in school, or you weren't the star athlete, trust me, you'll do plenty fine, man. on your physical test, you'll do push-ups, sit-ups, and a 1.5 mile run. And everything is standardized based off of your age group. You got like 18 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 30, and then it goes, on, so on and so on. And it kind of gets easier the older you get, but you never want to get outside of that realm. They have like a standard of how you should weigh based on, what your weight or height is. And I think for mine, I'm right at 6 foot. I'm supposed to weigh 196.
You a lot heavier than 196.
No, I'm supposed to be 196.
Yeah, you're a lot heavier than 196.
But not everybody's built the same. That's
Right.
just kind of that standard frame that they go off of, a generalization.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm like, 250?
Yeah.
6 foot, 250, and I do just fine. 100 push-ups, 70, 80 sit-ups in 2 minutes. And then my 1.5 mile run, I might do in like 10.5 minutes, something like that. Nice little jog. It's you can do it. Trust me. People do it every day.
Was it hard for you to get into that shape to fall in those parameters? Was it hard for you to go from like the couch and
Nah, man, not because I wanted it that bad. I wanted to get out of my situation that bad, V.
Yeah,
Believe it or not. I was at my mom's house and she'll tell you, man, I would run in our neighborhood. I would run around just until my tongue was dragging.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have a gallon jug of water. I get out there, the wife beater on and my gym shorts. And I just take off, run, through the road, man. It's probably about around and back is maybe 2 miles. And I do that, man, 6, 7 times, just jogging it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, get in shape, get my mind around, not quitting, forcing yourself, the more and more you push yourself to not quit or you push that limit, the further that limit.
Reprogramming again.
Exactly, yeah. The harder it is to quit. You know what I mean? The more you push yourself or put yourself in the element to where you think about quitting, the next time it'll be harder for you to quit. You're like, nah, like, I did this last time. This ain't nothing. Like, I can do this all day. You're not going to make me quit. And that's just, you just got to want it. You know what I mean?
You know what? The more I say that word, I like that word, reprogramming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there might be a contender for this series, like reprogramming. We're going to keep thinking about it. I go down the rabbit hole a lot.
Nah, I got you, man. It's information people need to hear. Understand that when you step into the recruiting office, that the recruiter is not your friend. Now, he may seem very friendly, a lot of information, very informative, very charismatic, and that's what their job is. They put people in that field to attract people or to attract specific demographics or to go to high schools and speak to pull in a demographic. Mm-hmm. And what they're not going to tell you, some of the secrets are they have specific people that they need each month. The Navy will put out like, hey, we're lacking in, use this for example, Asian females. I want y'all to go out there. We need more Asian females in this job field. And that's how specific it is. And they'll go to high schools and specifically cater to different communities to pull people in.
Because they need to fill those demographics.
Exactly.
It's all about inclusion and diversity.
Exactly. And that's the great thing about the military today. It's not like it was back in the day. Mm-hmm. You got, the Army's Buffalo soldiers, you had us, the blacks. We were just getting whatever was left. You might have 2 small boots and they both left shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's stories like that.
Yeah, that's real. Look up the Buffalo soldiers. Look it up. Guys, they was fighting in the snow. And half of them ain't have socks, boots, the right ammunition, rifles wasn't working. And they put us on the front lines. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got the Tuskegee Airmen. Great story to read. Those guys in the Air Force, the pilots that stuck, black pilots that stuck together back in the days through all the civil rights, through everything that was going on.
Yeah, that movie Red Tails was good.
Yeah, and that's real. That's real. That's real facts, man. That really happened. But just understand that it is a business at the end of the day, and it will be ran as such. You might feel like you're irreplaceable to mommy and daddy or whoever, but you are very replaceable in the military. You're a number at the end of the day.
Right.
So you have a job to fulfill. Either you can or can't, and if you can't, then we'll replace you. It's just that simple.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Just like any other Fortune 500 company.
Yeah, it's business.
Yeah, it's just business. Don't take it personal.
The main thing is it's pretty important, man. Just the time to make that decision. Mm-hmm. Should I do it today, or I just get to it? I might do it tomorrow. I might go to the recruiting station tomorrow.
Right.
Today is the day. Just
no time like the present.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Just get up. You're not, if you're not at work or anything like that, it's really, you're not doing anything that important. This right here is your future, your livelihood. you'll be able to provide for your family, yourself. You'll feel better about yourself. It'll change how you think. You know, if you're depressed, like I was before I went in, because I was down bad. I didn't have a car to go to a job. Didn't have money from the job to put gas in the car. You know what I'm saying? I was down to like counting change, walking to the store, just, you know what I mean? Just to get out the house, like, and it changed everything about, you know, how I feel about where I was, and it kind of made me who I am today. You know what I mean? And I put what I've been up against in life up against what I'm going through right now, and things don't even compare. Like, I don't even sweat some of the things that, you know, they present.
Your perspective has changed.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Once you hit the continent of Africa and you see the vastness of the continent, and you see how far you come, it puts, like I was telling you earlier, we definitely want to work on a travel program for underprivileged kids in our neighborhood in Stoneville, and where I live in Durham and High Point, Greensboro. We got a board member in Atlanta, and I want to expose some kids, man, to Africa. Man, take them to Africa. You know, if I can take 5, you know, so they can see. I've never been myself, so I want to see.
Oh yeah, oh man,
you know,
you need to get out there.
The thing is, like, just exposing people to travel and getting them to change their perspective on the world. It's not all about me. No, man. You blessed, dog. Oh, you know, we come from a small town. How many people think is in Stoneville?
2,000.
You know, we come from a small town, 2,000 people, and then here I am talking to you years later, and you travel the world over. Like, I remember when you was a kid, you know, dirt bikes, and we out here in the fields and stuff. And like, I'm just so proud of you, man. It's like, it's like, man, my heart is just full of joy, like you my own personal son, and I want that for other kids too. I want them to see. Me too. And I want to, if I can help, I will. You know, if we can change somebody's life and change somebody's direction, somebody's course, get them to hit the reset button. Yeah, that's what it takes. You know, it's all for good, and we can help. You know, so yeah, I mean, travel is definitely the thing, man, and I think that's probably the number one thing that changed you. Like, I look at you and I can see the change. I mean, like I said, I remember you from a small kid. I see the confidence in your face and in your eyes now. So I know it's something that you experienced, something you came in contact with. Oh yeah, man. It was life changing. You didn't get it here in Stoneville. No, not at all. And then you learn too to be generalized in a good way. You know what I mean? Kind of be yourself all the time, but present that self that you could take anywhere. You know what I mean? You know, I'm the same person, so to speak, in the hood that I can be in Germany. You know what I mean? I'm me, but I'm always, you know, respectable, number one, because, you know, that's anywhere. That's off top is, you know, respect. That'll take you further in life, I feel like, than anything, man. If you're a respectable person, you know, you feel like you're somebody that somebody can depend on, you're trustworthy. These are things that you can't put on paper that'll take you places like that. I've been Germany, Africa, Spain, Italy, places over in the Middle East. And man, you'll see that having respect is what we have in common as people, regardless of language, color, background. It's respect. You know what I mean? I feel like respect brings understanding, you know what I mean? And they kind of coincide with each other, you know. Absolutely. If we have understanding and respect, then we can get somewhere. You know what I mean? That's our middle ground. And it all starts with respect, though, because once you got somebody's respect, like, then you can get their ear. Exactly. Yeah. But it's kind of hard to get through to somebody, man, if they don't respect you. They're not even listening to you. How you gonna get through to them? You can't. Yeah. You can't. I look at it like, you know, how some kids listen to music or whatever it is. You know, you're not gonna listen to somebody's music that you don't respect. You're like, oh man, he trash. Exactly. I don't want to hear what he's saying. Exactly. You listen to his music because you self-identify. Right. That's a form of respect. Like, exactly. I'm not gonna spend X amount of dollars on a download or a CD or whatnot, and then not like it. You know what I'm saying? And like, if I do it, I'm gonna trash it online. Yeah. I ain't buying no more. You know. So yeah, man. Look, I really appreciate you, you know, taking some time out, and you know, you're on your R&R and you're about to damn ship out again, and I wanted to just sit down and talk to you and kind of document our conversation, man, because like I said, I'm so proud of you, man, and I really appreciate your service. Thank you, sir, for your service. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. And this is something I've been wanting to do, Vaughn. You know, just even being in the military, I still do community service. You know what I'm saying? Not always forced to, but you know, I do this. You know, just giving back, man. It's Well, this is what I was thinking, man. This platform is definitely here for you anywhere you are in the world, whatever you want to do. You definitely have a 501(c) behind you. You have a nonprofit that will back you and send you any document you need to do anything you want to do. So if you, like I said, if you with friends and you guys are having a detailed conversation, set up a camera on a tripod, record it, send it to me, and we'll blast it out and we'll use it to
man, absolutely.
We'll publish it.
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
Anything you want to do, man. Like any initiative you come up with. I don't know. You might be, like you said, in Africa, and you want to send a shipment, or you want to raise some money to send a shipment there to help a village.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
you can do that.
We can start a fund, and we'll start raising money for it. Like just like we're raising money now for a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
We can throw this on the Book of Works and say we're going to send a pallet of Brita filters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they need in Amazon, in Africa. I don't know.
Right.
But you seeing it, you recognizing what's needed and what's necessary. We can put it down.
Man, absolutely, man. That's definitely something I'll be ready to get involved with, man. Just giving back.
All of the board of directors of Southern Renaissance Gentlemen are in complete agreement that we want to do the greatest amount of good that we possibly can in a small amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. We plan on putting nets on the basketball goals. We plan on doing a scholarship. We plan on doing, we are doing a scholarship. So the nets and the recreation center is next. So we want to support the recreation center, regardless of what the state is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want to revamp that recreation center and make it usable for the kids.
Man, I tell you, man, if I could, I wish I could get around. You know how we have the Jacob Dillard building that we have up here, and they have a scholarship fund for that. But I wish we could do more for this particular community. Where we come from. I feel like it starts with home first.
That's right. And then you can expand out. You can garner support, and then you can expand to help other communities.
And those that you have helped can now reach out and help other people in the other communities that they're involved in, too.
Right. And that's the thing. So our scholarship, we named it after my dad, who passed away in 2003, Vaughn Martin Scholarship, right? So it's designed to help Rockingham County students in the College of Business and Economics at A&T first.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if there's nobody there to receive it, then we'll expand it out and we'll send it to who's available in the college.
Okay.
Right. So that's getting to your point is exactly what we're doing. Like, we want to make sure we helping ours first.
Yeah.
And then we expand out, and we're going to help anybody who needs help. But we definitely want to help. Rockingham County is really in bad shape. Like,
oh yeah, I've heard about a lot of things going on out here.
North Carolina itself is in the top, probably. Well, I'm not gonna say that because I looked at the statistics, but I remember looking at the statistics probably 5 years ago, and we were in the top 10 percentile of unemployed residents in the country. North Carolina was.
It's sad.
Then Rockingham County itself was in the top 10 percentile of the state. So where does that put us? We're in the top 1% in the country.
Yeah, in the country, yeah.
So
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I did not know
that. So it's deep. It's going to. So don't quote me on those numbers, but it's something similar. To that. It's really, really close.
Something to that effect.
Regardless of it, even if we're in the 50 percentile of both categories, we're still high as crap.
Yeah.
So
higher than need be. You got people that want to work.
Because if you think about it, the only thing we had in Stoneville was Stoneville Furniture.
Right.
And the tobacco warehouses.
Mm-hmm.
All of those are gone now.
Yeah.
So really the only industry that we have, no textiles.
No.
So they're all gone except 5 or 6 cars down there. So the only thing we have now is Southern Finishing. So Rockingham County, we don't have Miller Coors anymore.
Yeah, they did yeah, because on the way to Virginia, that plant was out there in Eden.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, that was the last big one. Then Fieldcrest employed thousands of people. That's been gone.
Gone.
So there's no real massive industry for the residents of Rockingham County, and that's why we were talking about that brain drain.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody expects you to go to the military, gain all of this experience and education, travel the world, and then come back to Stoneville with 2,000 people and do what? What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Open up a gun shop? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Even
if you do, they ain't got no money to buy. There ain't nothing out here.
Exactly.
Support yourself.
So that's that brain drain thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we do about that. That's a whole different issue, a set of issues. But look, man, I could talk to you all day, and let you get back to your family, man. I appreciate you stopping, man, and pausing and participating. We'll definitely get together and do some more conversation.
Absolutely, man. I'm down whenever I can, man. If I have to send you something from where I'm at and chop and edit, do whatever, I'm down for that.
Cool beans. Riding shotgun.
Peace.